Good morning and happy Monday. This is day 6 of VLUNE. That's my very late breakfast. Chai latte and beetroot and apple juice with some ginger in it and half an apple because it was left over from the juice. I acquired a lot of beetroots and apples and oranges very kindly from my son. I couldn't use the garden last summer because the builders were here working on the house next door, but it's back to nice and peaceful, so I'm going to do a couple of hours. I feel like I'm really close to you, really close to you. What did I want to talk about? I received some questions from Instagram followers. I was going to make a video last Thursday and I thought it would be a Q&A because I didn't have a clue what to do, so I thought that might jog my creativity. And a few of you sent some questions. Not a lot of questions, but it's not always about Hennessy. Come in the show. You want to be in the show? Hennessy's she's so lovely. Hennessy's like, if she hears me upset, she'll come and sit on my lap. Cats know, you know. Max even does try to, but she's so shy, so she'll sort of come and sit at my feet like, I'm trying to give you comfort, but this is the best I can do. But Hennessy will, you know, hear me sniff and come and sit on my lap so that I can stroke her. Because they say when you're stroking your cat, when you're stroking your pet, you're stroking yourself, so it's kind of like therapeutic. Anyway, so questions that were sent through from Instagram, I'm going to answer those one every day until they run out. If you have any questions for me on anything, then you know, personal, professional, fun, health, veganism, just leave it in the comments below and I'll just answer them throughout the month. I'm working on an ebook. I don't know if that's the title for it, but it's very nearly finished, and one of my tasks today is to get that completed. Is to go on my website for a giveaway, so that, you know, when people sign up they can get free ebook. But I think it's good stuff anyway. I'll leave the link to my website in the description below. It's my sort of professional website, but that's cool, you know, we're all professionals here. And it's not actually completely finished yet, but I'm just really proud of it. It's gorgeous. Let me give you a little sneak preview. I love it. Look at that, got pictures, quotes, about, and everything. Companies that I've worked with. Looks beautiful. Coaching. The writing page is coming on, it's not complete yet. Anyway, you can check it out. I've really enjoyed working in the garden today. I forgot what it was like, because last year I couldn't be in the garden because it was chaos next door. If you could see Hennessy, look. She's so weird. She lies on her back with her feet up. I mean, excuse me, joke. Okay, so I'm just having my late lunch. Can you see? White rice, I know. It's the leftovers from the photo shoot yesterday. Instagram questions. Wow, y'all are deep. You know, it's not just like, oh, what's your favourite colour? You guys are like, what's it like growing up as a black woman in the UK? I'm sitting there having to think about it. I'm going to do that question. Cat Thomas 32, thank you for your question. What has been your experience growing up in the UK as a person of colour? My immediate thoughts on that are that relatively privileged. But I say that with the benefit of hindsight, having travelled and seen how people of colour live in other countries, in the Caribbean, in Africa, in India. Some of the things I've seen, it is a bust. And to, you know, live in the UK and to be able to travel about on transport freely, you know, buy food and clothes whenever you want to, have the red passport, the European Union passport, which can pretty much go anywhere on the planet because that's how England roll, that's what they've created as a legacy for themselves, and lots of debris and damage in their wake. But yeah, that's what the red passport provides. So when I think of it in general terms, relatively privileged, even as a black person. I've worked in different places, and you know, institutional racism has been a part of my experience, which is why I work for myself. And you know, that feeling of being stuck in a work position because you're misunderstood or judged, not only on your work but on other aspects of your being, or who you are. I couldn't work for somebody now, you know. I'm probably unemployable, and that's a good thing. I don't think there's ever been a manager or line manager that I've had a fantastic relationship with from the start to the finish of any job that I've ever had. In school, I would be like the only black girl in my class. I went to a convent school, so it had a high ratio of white children. You stream depending on your level of ability. And when I was in the second from the top, because there's like 4 streams, and I was in the 3rd stream, I was at some points the only black girl. And I do remember when we were having history lesson, and I won't mention the teacher's name, Miss Randell, and we were talking about the transatlantic slave trade, but obviously from the British perspective. And I just remember her saying that Queen Victoria abolished slavery. You know, and I'm sitting there and this is going on in my mind, and I already envision African people as wearing loincloths, no women, but you know, basically what I saw on Tarzan on the TV. And I'm thinking, so what, all these people just sort of ran away. So I put my hand up and I asked, you know, what happened to the slaves when it was abolished? And the woman told me to put my hand down and just threw me out of the class. That wasn't very useful for my education, but then you know, you grow and then you educate yourself. Thinking about it now, there have been some moments that have been quite significant, and they form who you are, but I guess I haven't allowed them to take me down and define me and what I want in my life. I don't know, perhaps they've made me push against it and be stronger. In general, I don't have abuse in the streets. It's kind of hidden. What I write about in my creative writing, not this sort of writing, but in my creative writing and poetry, I write about that tension between being a black woman or a child in an environment that is like white, and then, you know, coming home to an environment that is Guyanese. It's kind of like having a double life. There's like one culture in your home and there's a culture outside of the home. I choose to write about it. I express it in that way. Greetz Fruit fam. I didn't want to end this video without mentioning some memories of Muhammad Ali. Every corner of the internet was covered with tributes to Muhammad Ali from people from all different walks of life. Quite remarkable that he had that much of an impact on the world. That's amazing. He had such an impact. And I just remember some of the things he would say. Growing up, I never heard anyone speak like that. So seeing this black man on TV who was a boxer and strong, that was remarkable legacy that he's left behind. And the excitement of my parents and that, and when he would come on the television or when he was getting ready to box. Made good progress on the ebook. I haven't finished it, but I'm still going to go and work on it this evening. They do say that writing is a process of rewriting. You're sort of triggered by what you've already written and it expands. It's quite remarkable being human. Oh God. I did kind of fly out the area. I can't say I fly the area for Menu Next Door, but I did put up a couple of flyers in places that they would let me, so my local laundrette, and put them through doors that I think they might appreciate it. And they're having a barbecue next door, all these sort of young students, so I gave them a flyer over the garden wall. I've also got a booking for one meal on Thursday when I'm doing this. Let's hope it turns into more, because it's just so annoying just doing everything for one meal. Also remarkable, like no plans other than like my normal work for June. No festivals, no travelling, and I decide to vlog every day. Well, you know, I'm gonna just talk about what I talk about during the day and film what I film, and I'm not gonna judge it. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Anyway, one video is up, 2 of them are in the can. Yay! Celebrate every victory. So I'm going to end this video now and say thank you for watching. Please give it a thumbs up and share, subscribe, and if you're new here, welcome to the fruit family, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to keep reaching for those good feeling thoughts.